Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
Well, it looks like the going 3-0 streak is over and we're back to going 1-2 again. Though I actually almost wound up going 0-3, except for the 49ers managing to pull things out against the Chargers at the last second there. In some ways, I'm not terribly surprised, seeing as, well, I didn't expect TJ Watt to be taken off injured reserve so early, and also, I was kind of iffy on the whole Packers-Cowboys game. I mean, the Packers may arguably own the Cowboys more than they do the Bears at this point, so, yeah, I'm not entirely surprised that Green Bay won that, so, I guess things happen as they happen sometimes. Anyway, this week's games include a first, so at least this way I'll finally be able to say we're covering every team in the league. Well, sort of. We'll get to it when we get to it. The three games we're covering this week are the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons, the Washington Commanders taking on the Houston Texans, and the Cleveland Browns taking on the Buffalo Bills. So yes, we are finally doing Cleveland. Though again, I'll explain some of the weirdness in that game once we get there, so yes, I will have finally officially covered every team at least once at this point. Anyway, let's get to the games.
Yeah, this 7 a.m. sale tomorrow may take some doing, but savings on sweaters and velour slippers only last until 11 a.m. So whatever you have to do, do it. But get up! Up! Kmart, the saving place.
What towers over Manhattan? Fits into a shopping bag. And is only at Macy's. Snoopy. He's cuddly. He's playful. And he's yours at all Macy's. A $32 value. Yours for just $10.95 with any $50 purchase or more.
Snoopy, a part of our life.
Monday, the first day of training camp. It's back to being hit with all the stresses of work.
How was your weekend?
It's day one of that 3 o'clock lull. And that guy who always asks,
Mind if I jump in?
But Monday Night Football is returning to ESPN, where Adrian's moves will be making the guys in the booth say, lean back, redonkulous, and play on, playa. So relax and run steady, because on Monday nights, you roll with us, 3 deep in the booth.
Okay, so our first game is the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons, and yeah, both teams are really hard to get a hold of. I mean, there's times where they just look really good, and other times where they fall apart and just keep losing. Case in point, 2 weeks ago, the Atlanta Falcons defeated the Carolina Panthers to actually assume the lead in the NFC South, only to then blow a lead against the Los Angeles Chargers and then lose subsequently again to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, yeah, that was in a driving rainstorm, but it just didn't look very good. The Falcons run the ball really well, have a serviceable passing game, and they play pretty good defense, but they just can't seem to do all three at the same time, if you catch my drift. They do one thing good, and then the other things falter just enough for them to lose. Perhaps even more enigmatic, though, are the Chicago Bears. I mean, it seems that the offense has finally managed to turn a corner, and they've begun utilizing Justin Fields to the best of his abilities, and they've even managed to occasionally play some good defense despite having traded like half of that away over the season, only to then blow a sizable lead to the Detroit Lions and lose again. That being said, I think they're learning from a lot of these mistakes, and they're going to be really seeking redemption here, so I'm picking the Bears to win this one on the road here. I think their run game and defense are much better than the Falcons, and their passing game can do just enough, especially since they utilize the mobility of Justin Fields really well now.
It was nightfall, and the kids' parents were still on the street looking for a great price on Kenner's starting lineup figures. Till I gave them this tip, hot-footed over to Children's Palace, where right now you'll uncover Kenner's starting lineup figures for merely $3.99 each. They look just like the real players and come with their own collector's cards, too. At Children's Palace, prices so low you'll want to investigate them all. So head for Children's Palace, where you'll discover how much less toys can cost. Case closed.
General Foods International Coffees introduces a new temptation.
David,
New Cafe Amaretto, the enticing coffee with the delicate almond flavor of amaretto.
Think of it, David. Coffee kissed with the romantic flavor of amaretto.
Cafe Amaretto. Share it with someone special.
David.
With new Cafe Amaretto from General Foods International Coffees.
Meet Tony Gonzalez, playmaker. He's a primetime performer with highlight reel hands and made-for-TV moves.
Smooth as butter.
Think you can be big time all the time like Tony? Prove it with Playmaker Control, only in Madden NFL 2004.
The official game of playmakers.
Rated E for everyone. EA Sports.
Our next game is the Washington Commanders traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. The Commanders coming off ending the unbeaten season of the Philadelphia Eagles, which does lead me to wonder, does the final unbeaten team to lose have to buy the champagne that the 72 Dolphins celebrate with? Just a random thought. Anyway, the Commanders have actually been running the ball really well, which helps partner with the serviceable passing game. The 1-2 punch of Adrian Gibson and I can't think what his first name is now. Robinson is his last name. They're a good 1-2 punch at running back. They've been playing really well. And to be honest, I'll have to admit Taylor Heineke is probably a better quarterback at this point than Bismarck's own Carson Wentz. With Heineke utilizing the wide receiving talents of Dotson, McLaurin, and Curtis Samuel a lot better. Though tight end Logan Thomas is coming off an injury and he seems to still be struggling there. The Texans have managed to look competitive during most of the points of this season. The only problem being is that, they just can't ever seem to put points on the board, particularly when they get into the red zone. This, in turn, has led to the defense be overwhelmed, and to be honest, I think sometimes they tend to overthink the offense maybe a little too much. It just, maybe they try to be a little too cute for their own good, and that's why they keep struggling so much. Like I said, the defense has played well at times this season and managed to keep some teams in check for a brief point, only to eventually wilt towards the end of the game. So basically my thoughts are, if the Commanders can avoid the undefeated hangover, they could win this game rather handily, as they'll probably wind up pulling away in the end.
Hello, I'm Tom Dunn. Make this Christmas a reality for thousands of children in New York area hospitals and institutions. Show them you care. Give now to the WOR-TV Children's Christmas Fund. Box 710, Times Square Station, New York, New York, 10108.
The Christmas sale begins Friday, November the 28th, and Saturday, November the 29th at Holdren's Superstore, Valley View Mall. Trucks have been arriving full of merchandise for this weekend only. 40,000 square feet of video recorders, microwave ovens, car stereo, big screen TVs, camcorders, and stereo systems. The largest selection anywhere in the eastern United States. All at the guaranteed lowest prices. Holdren's is conveniently located at Valley View Mall, with other locations in Radford, Collinsville, Benton, and Franklin Road, Roanoke.
For that grand Thanksgiving feast, Safeway has everything you need, from the finest fruits and vegetables to quality beef and savory hams. Your Phoenix area Safeway stores are featuring Manor House Grade A turkeys. Over 18 pounds, just 37 cents a pound. Limit one per customer. Fresh turkeys are also available. Order yours now. Safeway will be closed Thanksgiving Day.
I am the Wizard of Odyssey, and I possess the key to create a video game challenge. The keyboard from Odyssey 2. You can type your name on the screen. What wizardry? Change grids, or design whole new ones at will. Or play master strategy games like The Quest for the Rings, or 50 other games. Believe me, the Odyssey 2 keyboard is the key to greater challenge.
Available at Minnesota Fats.
It's Monday night, the night that unites us all. Whether we're watching from our favorite chair, enjoying a little pregame snack, seeing how many points we need to win, or doing whatever we have to do to make kickoff.
And the princess says, never mind, and that's the end.
That's not how the story goes.
That's how it goes tonight.
No matter what our plans are, we all know one thing. It all comes down to Monday night.
And now we come to what's probably the big question mark of the week as the Cleveland Browns travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills, in the sense that, well, according to the weather forecast, Buffalo is supposed to be hit with, I think 2 feet of snow this weekend, and that could result in the game possibly being postponed, moved to Monday or Tuesday, or maybe even entirely to Detroit. So don't really know how that's going to turn out, or if the game is actually going to be played on time just yet. So again, that could wind up being rather interesting. Obviously, one of many elephants in the room here is the fact the Bills are coming off of rather surprising back-to-back losses. Well, maybe not so much surprising with the Jets. I mean, that's a division team. The Jets had a struggle. I mean, played well against New England and then, folded at the end. So maybe they were playing a little extra motivated to beat the Bills right there. But obviously, the Vikings game was, that was something, wasn't it? I actually missed portions of it because I honestly thought the game would be over. I missed Josh Allen fumbling the ball and the sneak in the end zone. I missed pretty much all of the overtime. I just, I thought the game was over at that point. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Usually it is. Basically, I think the main problem they had with the Vikings was the Bills kept trying to prove that maybe Josh Allen's injury wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was. And that just resulted in them constantly trying to throw the ball down the field way too much instead of, say, running and throwing short passes to try to keep the lead, which is what they should have been doing. Hopefully, they have learned to just kind of accept the fact that maybe Josh Allen's arm isn't as strong as it's going to be the rest of the season. I mean, if that ligament is as damaged as they said it is, it's not, he'll be able to throw well, just, maybe don't expect the 40-yard rainbows anymore. Anyway, what I'm hoping they'll plan to do is utilize Devin Singletary, James Cook, and Nyheim Hines a bit more in a run game. Heck, they can even run the ball with Josh Allen a little bit more, and let their defense carry them a little bit so that everything's not on Allen's shoulders. Heck, I haven't even managed to talk about the Browns just yet, as they are in the final week before they can finally begin the Deshaun Watson experiment. The Browns kind of fall into the same camp as teams like the Bears, Falcons, Broncos, even to an extent the Raiders, where they can play well at times, they just can't seem to play well enough to actually, win on a consistent basis. Jacoby Brissett has played just well enough to keep them in games. They can obviously run the ball well. Their defense is really good, but they just can't seem to get all of that to happen at the same time to win consistently. They've even been in several close losses this year, but their last game they just kind of got blown out by the Miami Dolphins. At the end of the day, though, I'm guessing the Bills are going to be extra motivated. They really need to win out if they're going to have any shot at getting that number 1 seed, a first-round bye, and home field advantage in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm guessing the Bills really clamp down. They play some good defense, run the ball well, take a lot of the weight off Josh Allen's shoulders because he doesn't need it, and win. They should win this one rather handily going away, weather permitting. Okay, so things have managed to settle down here in Bismarck now. The snowstorm is well over. We've managed to clear the streets out, and everything is at least somewhat navigable again. We're in a winter weather advisory right now, which means we're probably going to get some more significant snow at some point. But at least for now, everything's kind of back to normal. Anyway, this should be going up on Wednesday. The next video is going to be the review for the first 2 episodes of the Santa Clauses on Disney+. That's probably going to be up on Thursday. Friday, we've got Impact Wrestling Overdrive. I will be doing AEW Full Gear this Saturday. Also, we're going to have the random trade review on Infamous Iron Man Volume 1. That should be hopefully ready to go right now. I have it fully scripted. I just need to do all the recording and everything. But it shouldn't be too terribly long. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you can be alerted to further videos.